Alright, so we're here for another recap. This time it's day one of the quarterfinals of the FIBA World Cup. Today we had two games, Lithuania against Serbia and Italy against the USA, which I was very right on, and it's kind of unfortunate because it really uh, turned out the way I was kind of fearing in a way, but it did. And here we are to recap it. So let's talk about the Lithuania game against the Serbians first in the Philippines, as Lithuania uh, came out flat after beating, of course, the Americans. After pretty much out physically than them. Does that make even sense? Just being more physical than them, just playing really well, absolutely dominating them in the pick and roll. They played beautiful Spain pick and rolls, beautiful overall just pick and roll poetry, pretty much. The Americans were so disjointed defensively and talk-wise that they absolutely obliterated them with these pick and rolls. And today, the Serbians matched their size, matched their physicality, were even more physical, I would argue, and it looked that way, unfortunately. Serbia seems like a completely different team after they lost to Italy, and their focus has shifted. Their level is much better, and they just appear more intact. Bogdan Bogdanovic, of course, has turned it up a notch after that bad game, and the connection and aggression on defense is there now. It has been pretty much a joy to watch, to be quite honest with you, today, especially. They were playing simply better. And Lithuania started off fairly well. They played some really good team ball, passing the ball nicely, getting those back cuts, and getting those threes to fall at the start of the game. But the Serbians responded with their own 3-point shots and their own layups from fast breaks, which really helped them a lot. As the Lithuanians had 15 turnovers on the night, which compared to Serbians' 8 is unfortunately a huge difference, which of course caused a major help for Serbians early on, where they got so many easy buckets in transition, so many easy layups, which kept them in the game. And then when Lithuania's shooting got cold, which after 5 games of shooting about 46% from the 3-point line made sense, unfortunately. You're just due for one bad shooting game and they just couldn't recover, man. And to be quite also fair to the Serbians, they forced them into tougher shots. I felt like they did a good job defending the paint and matching the physicality, as I said, even maybe outdoing the physicality to Lithuania. And, they stopped the back cuts more. They were able to, some of them were also bad misses by some Lithuanian players, but a lot of it was also the paint was clogged better by the Serbians. So there were a lot of variations to this, both sides to the story, of course. Some of it was some rough shot making from Lithuania, some of it was some really good defense from Serbia, and it collided. So, of course, they went cold, and unfortunately, it is what it is, man. They just didn't dominate rebounding wise, physicality wise. They had more turnovers, which led, like I said, to fast break points and to easy layups. And the Serbians were shooting much better than them, to just say the least. 9 of 22 to 9 of 28, as you can see. And I really want to give huge shoutouts to Nikola Milutinov, who I thought played really well in the first half, especially defensively. Both Joviches played really well. Bogdanovic had 21 points on 9 of 13 shooting, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, played really well today. Filip Petrushev off the bench was really great, and I'm pretty sure they kept talking about him, that he's the player that joined the Philadelphia 76ers, which I was also pretty sure about, but yeah. Marko Guduric had 9 points and 6 assists off the bench. He was really great. So a great team performance. They just outplayed the Lithuanians, who are now out. Which, like I said, funny enough, I feel like if they played Italy, they would be going through, right? Hey, that's just how it goes, unfortunately. And the victory against the Americans was great, but unfortunately, uh, at the end of the day, it's gonna be a great memory. So, hey, it's not that like it didn't matter, but kinda unfortunate in a way. And impressive from the Serbians, really rough from Lithuanians, but they have a lot to be proud of. They are a great basketball country, and I'm excited to see more of them in the near future. And the Serbia will now take on Canada or Slovenia, after which is played tomorrow, and I can wait for that, as we know. Next up, the second game of the day, of course, Italy against the USA, and that was a bore fest. Both teams came out kind of flat, but Italy was just so dull and lethargic and lacked any sort of energy, as they just didn't shoot the ball well. A lot of it was a missed wide open shot. Some of it was, of course, better defense from the Americans after that rough defensive performance against Lithuania, and it just looked rough. It just was really rough. Some adjustments from the US. I thought they switched a little less, which I liked. I feel like with these young players, you have to set the attention straight. If the switching is not going well, just don't switch at all. Or maybe switch all the time. I don't know if they, fully implemented it, but it felt like it was a little more cohesive. Some of it was also that Italy just looks so dull and lethargic that it kinda didn't matter when there were some defensive mislapses. And they just didn't have the size, the physicality that Lithuania had to abuse them on the post, and they just didn't look comfortable out there, man. Italy just looked really, really out of it, and I don't know for what reason, but still better tournament than I expected from them, especially after their start. But it was not a great ending to the tournament, to say the least. Shout out Simone Fontecchio, at least he had 18 points. They shot 7 of 38 from the 3-point line. They relied way too much on that outside shot when it was clearly not going in, and they couldn't make anything else pretty much also. 23 of 75 from the field is not great. While, of course, the Americans shot 17 of 36 from the 3-point line, which is 47%, as you see, 54% from the field. Mikal Bridges was unstoppable. He couldn't miss. He got a tag for doing his traditional celebration on Italy's bench, so that was something. Brandon Ingram looked a little better, even though he still feels a little disengaged and bad defensively. Paolo, I really like how he played. I liked more minutes for Bobby Portis, 16 minutes. He's essentially the vet of this team, and he communicates, he brings the energy, and they need that communication and energy, so that was great. And Edwards didn't even have to do that much. And Jaren Jackson continues to be really disappointing, while Tyrese Halliburton, my guy, 6 of 8 from the 3-point line, 5 assists, 18 points, continues to be electrifying, man. He's so fun to watch, and I've been on this all year since my channel started. I am a Tyrese Halliburton guy, and I mean, it's hard to not be. If you like basketball, I would say it's really hard to not be a Tyrese Halliburton guy, so there's that. And let me show you the brackets. USA faces the winner of Germany-Latvia. Both teams really great. Germany probably, honestly, the best team at the tournament so far. We'll see how that matchup goes, because the Latvians will not go down without a fight. That I believe in that. But intriguing semifinal for the US if they play Germany or even Latvia. Both teams have been playing really well, and of course Serbia against Canada or Slovenia. I don't know, man. I feel like the Serbians have been really more impressive than both these teams right now, but I think these matchups will be tight, but I don't know, man. I just don't like how Slovenia has played besides Luka, and it's just been a weird tournament from them. But of course, they can go crazy from the 3-point line. Luka can have incredible performances, and they'll be in the final. So, yeah. If I were to predict right now, I would say I would predict Germany to beat Latvia, and I think Canada is going to win. And if I were to predict that, I think Canada is going to beat Serbia, and USA is going to beat Germany, and we'll have a USA Canada final, because I even won it, so I might be a little biased there. But I don't know. Honestly, I could even see Germany Serbia happening. It's like 60-40%, right? It's not like I'm really certain about it. USA looked really better today, but also Italy just looked completely dull. While Germans won't be like that, I feel like. And the Serbians can beat both of these teams also. So, a really fun semi-final setup, a really fun quarter-final day tomorrow. I'll be here to cover it once again. And thank you all for supporting, watching, whatever it is. Be kind to yourselves and to others. And please choose actual humanity and love, man. Yeah, that's the message today. Choose humanity and love, and that's it. Be kind, brothers and sisters, and everyone that's watching.